Thank you very much for tuning in, the Cracker. It's the new Jada Toys Universal Monsters Frankenstein. And as it says on the schedule, it is the Frankenstein figure from Jada Toys. Very excited to have this in hand. I got this off Amazon.co.uk, although I do have another set on pre-order. I just got a bit impatient. And I'm really happy that I did get it, because I'm so happy to review this. It's the first review of the Halloween season on the channel. So each and every single day throughout October, there's going to be a different figure review on the channel, and I'm really excited because we're starting off with with Universal Monsters, which is my absolute favourite. Don't worry though, for those of you that aren't really into Halloween and horror, there is still going to be other things on the channel from time to time. Not a lot, but there is still going to be the occasional videos, because I still have regular pre-orders coming in as well, and I still want to get those reviews out through October. So regular reviews will be online occasionally, but the majority of the month is going to be dedicated straight to horror. So let's get this bad boy out of the packaging. I don't need to be kind with this. I am literally never putting him back in this box. Get him out. Look at him, he's so cool. Also, they have a thing on the front of them. That's really cool. Okay, so to keep everything nice on the back, they've actually got like a little cover. That's obviously to stop people stealing their hands and heads, and like they do with Marvel Legends, and swapping the figures and things like that. So that's a good thing. So yeah, Jada Toys normally do model and die-cast cars and things, so this is like new territory for them. It's very exciting to see what they do with it. Oh God, one more. It's alive! It's alive! I'm a big fan of the old school horror movies, especially Universal horrors, the Universal Monsters. And of course the old British Hammer horrors, big fan of those too. But for me, you'll never beat the originals. I love the original films. Bela Lugosi as Dracula, Boris Karloff as Frankenstein. I hope I didn't break that. I shot myself there. Woo! I thought I broke them, but it does just clip on and off. Thank God. Woo! And there's another one here. Let's not do that again though. Taking some unboxing, isn't he? Alright, here is Frankie. You know the drill. You guys know the drill. We no longer need the box. So what do we do when we no leave the box? It's yeet! Alright guys, here he is out of the packaging. It's the new Frankenstein. And he looks absolutely awesome. So it does come with standard, just regular open hands. You can put him in the traditional hands out lurching kind of pose if you want. That's kind of what most people are probably going to do with the pose, aren't they? They're going to do that. Even though I don't remember Boris Karloff doing that in the film whatsoever. The only issue with these figures for me that I found straight away was the face sculpts. Obviously, they don't resemble the actors that that played them. However, that is probably due to licensing rights, but you can still tell who this is meant to be, definitely. And I can't wait to review the NECA figure so that we can bring him back and we'll do a comparison video and see which figure is better. So, head's on a ball joint, so you can make him look up and down, left and right. The arm do lift out of this side hinge here. Be very careful that elbow, that bicep hinge is very loose there. But the bicep hinge does move as well. We've got double hinged elbows, which is nice. And the hands are on ball joints. Just making sure they're all hinged and stuff moving. Do we have an abdomen crunch? No, I can't feel an abdomen crunch. Although the legs do lift out, as well as forwards, backwards. There is a top thigh cut there. There are double hinged knees on him as well, which is nice. So lots of articulation there. And the feet are on rocker and pivot. And they do have display holes, should you wish to use a display base. Now, the good thing about this figure as well is it's just like a Marvel Legend. The head pops off and there's a small ball joint on there. A little bit smaller than the Marvel Legends ones. And you can place a different head on there. So this is the secondary portrait that they've given us, which is the more smiling face there. Not too fond of the smiley face. I'm personally going to go back and put the other one on. Now, he does have the bolts in the neck as well. They're a little bit shorter. I know people had trouble with the ones on the NECA figures, because the ones on the NECA ones look like they could break off very easily. The ones on this figure are actually a lot shorter, so they're not in any way in any danger, which is a lot nicer as well. He does come with very big platform shoes as well, which I think was how they gave height, to a little bit more height to Boris Karloff in the film. He does come with chains as well, and they are usable. They do open and shut and stuff. So these are fully workable chains, which is nice. And we can actually use them on him, so I can actually put his arms in there and actually shut those around. Open this one. Like so. So you can actually have him chained as well, which is nice. So the chains are actually usable. So that's cool to have as well. Again, that's a great accessory piece just in general as a toy collector, because I do action figure photography. So I mean, that is just a great piece to have, is the chains and things, because they can be used with other characters because the chains go quite small. So that's pretty cool. These hands, for me, I'm not a big fan of these hands that's come on him. So I'm going to pull them off and just pop them. As you can see, they've just got the same little ball pegs like a Marvel Legend would. And we can replace them with these more like grabby hands, but they're not really there to grab anything, but they're a bit more, I don't know, a bit more how I would imagine his hands. Like a bit more like monstery, should we say. A little bit more action orientated. Actually, I might actually replace that one, because I'm going to use his right hand for posing, so left hand can be static. So I can put that other hand back. That's more, that now feels more realistic. So I've gone for like the more articulated grabby hand here, and we'll use the other hand as like the static hand. So yeah, I like that. Right guys, so what we're going to do now is we're going to head on down to the desk cam so you guys can take an up-close personal look at this Frankenstein. We'll also compare him to the original Marvel Legends Frankenstein as well, and see how the Marvel Legends figures hold up in comparison to this new Jada one, as it's a very near articulation. It's very much in the same wheelhouse as a Marvel Legend, this figure, in my opinion. So let's go see how he compares to one, and we'll see if there's actually any swappable parts with Marvel Legends that we could use. So let's head on down to the desk cam. So guys, here we are. This is your first look at our monster graveyard for October. The diorama of terror. This is where we will be taking all our desk cam footage on this weird and wonderful graveyard scene. There's clearly been some witching fun going on in here, as there's plenty of pumpkins. So Sam's clearly been through here decorating for the holidays, and they've even put a witch's hat on top of one of the tombs there. Very interesting. So let's bring our Frankenstein into the mix here, and let's take a closer look at this awesome figure. So let me just extend this camera first of all and aim downwards, and we'll zoom in a little bit. So here is our Frankie out of the packaging, looking absolutely awesome. I am loving this figure, and the way it has been created is awesome. I've never really dealt with Jada toys too much outside of their die-cast thing. In fact, I think this is their first ever dip into the action figure market, and I've got to say, I'm happy. If this is wave 1, then wave 2 is going to be awesome. Hoping that they go ahead and sell enough of these to make a wave 2, because I would love to see them, tackle the Mummy, the Phantom of the Opera, and so many other characters. If it works well, I even hope that they go ahead and grab some other horror licenses. I mean, who wouldn't want some Hammer horror figures as well? I mean, come on, there's some great horror figures that NECA and things haven't created. And if they can create the Marvel Legends style just like this, with accessories, alternate head sculpts, and for the reasonable price of $22.99, just like a Marvel Legend, It's definitely up there. Some Marvel Legends don't even come with the amount of accessories and head sculpts and hands that this figure has come with. Gotta admit, like the modular Iron Man thing, it only came with a couple of accessories. This guy's come with alternate head sculpts, alternate hands, accessories. It's come with everything, man. I'm really excited for it. So once again, let's take a look at this face sculpt a little bit closer on the camera. So that is the initial face sculpt. I do prefer this one. It's the more sort of traditional Frankenstein look. But like I said, it's so easy. You can just pop the head straight off and then pop on the second alternate head and you've got something completely different. And this time around, they've given us that bit more of a smiley head, which really doesn't do it for me. It's a very weird take on Frankenstein, is that. I don't think I'll be using that one. And like I said, my only gripe with these is the fact that they don't have any form of likeness to any of the actors. I wish we could have gone ahead and got some likenesses to make like the proper Bela Lugosi's Dracula and things like that. But for the price point and stuff, this is the best figure I've seen in a while. I really need to review the NECA one, but the NECA one is higher in value. So I mean, it's not a this line is more of the introductory line for me, a bit like a Marvel Legend line would be. NECA's the next step up. So those alternate hands as well, they have got quite a large peg on them, but they could be usable for customizers. These hands could be good for making any customs from the Marvel Legends for like zombies and things. That could be a good reason to buy these. And once again, he comes with 2 sets of chains as well, both the same length. In fact, no, one's shorter than the other actually, a little bit. So one's for his hands, one's for his feet, I think. But yeah, cool that he's got a load of chains as well. Again, they're usable with other figures as well, which is nice. You're going to be able to use those. Let's do a little bit of side-by-side comparison between Jada and Marvel Legends then. So this is the old Toy Biz Frankenstein from back in the day. And our new Frankenstein is a little bit taller than him. The old Frankenstein from Marvel always reminded me a bit of an Incredible Hulk kind of character. But it is still cool to see and see them side by side here. It's a little bit of nostalgic history. My channel, I did a Halloween special reviewing the Monsters set a long time ago, so it's nice to get that back on the channel. And yes, for years I have used this figure as my go-to sort of Frankenstein figure, which I think I'll now be retiring the Marvel Legend one in favour of this new Jada Toys one. But guys, what are your thoughts on this new Jada Toys figure? Do you like it? Are you excited for more figures like this in the line? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And just thank you very much for watching. As always, I'm your host, Soup Sorrel, but let's head on back to the main cam and finish off this video. Guys, what are your thoughts on this figure, though? Let us know in the comments down below. Come back to us in the coming days, as we will very soon be opening his bride. Every Frankenstein needs a bride. But just to look at my schedule, tomorrow we will be actually looking at the Halloween Horror Nights Universal blind boxes. The Screamers, if you will, from the theme park. So those are next. And then on the 3rd, we will be unboxing the Mezco 14-inch Dracula. So tune back in if you're excited for some more Jada Toys goodness. We'll be back with Jada Toys on the 6th, looking at Dracula. And then, of course, we'll be looking at the NECA Frankenstein on the 8th and doing the comparison between NECA and Jada on the 10th. So plenty more of these great Jada figures coming up on the channel real soon, and plenty more horror goodness as we go through the month of October. Thank you guys for watching the first episode of 31 Horror Toys in 31 days. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. But until then, happy Halloween!